Today I'm going to show you how to do a cute Easter bunny or spring bunny decorative painting on the circle wood disc. I got this pack at Hobby Lobby. Now the ones that I'm going to be painting on today are slightly smaller. You can see just a little bit, and I had picked them up at Walmart. This image will be available for download for free on the link that I include below, which is probably going to be on my blog. You can download and print out and then trace onto your wood. It's not very clear. I'm gonna trace it a little bit darker here before I start. Now, to prep the wood, I use this acrylic and there's 2 or 3 coats on this circle to seal it. But I forgot to tell you, if you didn't read this, the circle size for these are 3.5 inches. And like I said, this is slightly smaller. And I will tell you this, I just paint to paint. I don't know a lot of the technical terms. I've been watching a lot of decorative painting videos lately. I didn't even know what floating meant. I do a lot of blending. So in this, you won't see me float. If you can float the paint and do the highlights and shadows, fabulous. I wish I knew how to do it. It looks like it'd save me a lot of time, but I do blending while it's wet. So if I can do it, this little simple project, you definitely can do this. So I don't even know what I'm doing technically. I'm just creating because I like to create. So let's have some fun and paint up this little Easter bunny. As I said, to start off, I'm actually going to darken up my lines a little. So people are going to cringe at the way I do this, and that's alright. Like I said, I don't really know what I'm doing decoratively painting. I don't know the terms. I just know how to get the end result the way I want it. Alright, and I don't have a lot of variety in brushes. I mainly like fine point, the rounds. So you can see that's my favorite brush of all time because the paint has peeled off. I don't even know what it was. But I've got a 3 round, a 5 round, another 5 round, a spotter. I'm not even really sure what you do with a spotter. A 10 over something. The number is faded. And then another one that's my favorite. You can see that I've used it so much that the paint's peeled off. Oh, it's a number 2 flat. So I'm going to take the number 2 flat and I'm going to actually paint the background first, since I didn't cover it off. I don't have transfer paper. Just do a little bit of the blue. I'm not putting any water on it to begin with. Dabbing it around, loading the brush. I'm going to go around the rabbit really slow. Now we're going to have to do this a few times. You can see that it's not fully covering the white. And I do a lot of dabbing. Oh, I forgot to tell you. My blue choice, that Apple Barrel 21482E. A little bit of water, a little bit of paint. Just going to thin it down a little bit, and we go back. I've had a lot of people tell me, you do the background, you know, paint the solid background and then add on to. Maybe it's just a bad habit that I've created because I kind of just bought paints and brushes and jumped in and started painting years ago. I'd have to think about when I did this. 2004. So I bought brushes, the cheap pack, as you can see, the cheap pack from Walmart, and cheap paint, and I just started painting things without really knowing what the brushes are for. I still really don't know how to use the brushes correctly, but yeah, I get by. So like I said, if I can do it, you definitely can paint this. Try not to get my finger in the wet. But anyway, I've had a lot of people tell me you're supposed to do the whole background first, and then you paint things on top, and it makes it a lot easier. Well, I like jumping in. For this I haven't, but I like jumping in and painting the character first, and then I do the background. Oops, wrong way. I'm gonna zoom in while I'm painting this for you. Oh, I might go over the heart. I don't care. We know where the heart is. And if you don't like the heart, you can add flowers. You can just draw the bunny and do whatever kind of background on him you want. Oh, see? I'll paint over that. It doesn't really matter. It's a great thing about acrylics. You can just paint over it. If you're fast enough, you can wipe it off with a Q-tip or paper towel, or sometimes I just even use my finger. Now, see? Whoop! Go back. Now this blue is not the same blue I used on the first one. Well, let that dry a little bit, and I will go over it again. Oh, he's out of frame. I'm sorry about that.